All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Man, in this video, we are going to talk about some banana comments that came from Terence Crawford's camp, man. Gotta tell you, man, these dudes be saying some stuff. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. So as you know, there's a big fight that is about to take place on July 29th between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Bug Crawford. Errol Spence is the WBC, WBA, and the IBF welterweight champion. Terence Crawford is the WBO champion. And the fight is going to be for the undisputed title of the division, the 140-pound division. Both fighters, and I keep saying this, have a chance to win this fight. But I believe that Errol Spence Jr. will win the fight, because he is the more active, the more fundamentally sound fighter. And I don't believe that Terence Crawford is going to be able to knock him out with a one-punch shot or catch him and send him into reeling against the ropes and be able to finish the fight in a way that would cause the referees to stop the fight, right? But no disrespect to Terence Crawford. That's just what I think. Terrific fighter. Now, there was an interview that was done, or a live stream that was done on YouTube. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was on Bernie the Boxer's channel. And Bernie the Boxer, who is in Terence Crawford's camp, was asked a question about an infamous event that took place in Terence Crawford's last fight against David Avanesyan. Now, most of you guys have already heard what the deal was, what happened. Terence Crawford's gloves started ripping, noticeably ripping during the fight. Was ripped on the thumb, was ripped on the side of the glove. And David Avanesyan complained about it, because right after the referee noticed that the gloves had ripped, Terence Crawford went and knocked out David Avanesyan. So as a result, David Avanesyan filed a complaint and said that the fight should be overturned because he was knocked out with gloves that were illegal. It actually doesn't even matter. Some people can say, hey, I wonder if they were tampered gloves. Maybe not. Probably not. They could be defective gloves. That's what Everlast said, that Terence Crawford had gotten his hands on a defective batch of gloves. Other boxing experts said, no, that's not what it looks like to us. It looks like those were old gloves. But whatever the case was, there was a glove issue. The gloves popped, ripped, torn, and David Avanesyan was knocked out when Terence Crawford had those gloves on his hands. So in the live stream, someone on Terence Crawford's team, Bernie the Boxer, was asked about it. And his response was that, we don't have to cheat. We've always been above board. But then his response, when he brought up Errol Spence, was what Errol needs to do is worry about, needs to worry about his performance-enhancing drugs tests, because we've never seen him do any type of damage like that to somebody's eye before, and brought up what happened with the Yordenis Ugas fight. Now, if you guys don't know, you should know because you're boxing fans, that what happened was Errol Spence Jr. beat the brakes off of Yordenis Gamboa. Not Yordenis Gamboa, please forgive me. Yordenis Ugas. Beat the brakes off Yordenis Ugas and wound up breaking his orbital bone. And according to Derek James, I believe that he also broke a nose, also broke his ribs. So basically in response to the question about whether or not Terence Crawford had used illegal the illegal gloves, their response was, well, Errol Spence needs to worry about his performance enhancing drug tests. Now, also, there has been, if you're not familiar, Snack, which is a sports nutrition company that is headed by somebody that goes by the name of Victor Conti. Victor Conti has stated many times, even though he's never pointed out and directly accused Errol or anybody of the PBC indirectly about submitting to more complete drug testing, specifically 24/7, 365 testing, this new program that VADA has. So this is somebody that works with Terence Crawford. And when he mentioned this about Terence Crawford, he also said that Terence Crawford had already begun taking that. So just really, really wild stuff, man, where in having responded like that. Now, for me, look, man, I believe in trusting and verifying, right? I can trust that Terence Crawford did not intentionally cheat against David Avenetian, even though he did walk in there with the gloves that were ripped because they were in pictures and they were ripped. However, hey, man, it is what it is. I can trust that he didn't do that. But hey, man, next fight, Errol Spence Jr., verify. As far as what is going on with Errol Spence Jr. and any claims of or worries that Terence Crawford's team may have about his use of enhancements that are not legal. Hey, man, trust and verify. Trust that he's not, but verify. I'm quite sure that they have testing for that fight. And it is unfortunate that there's so many ways that people can get around those tests and not actually test positive. That's just kind of unfortunate, and you have to see what happens. But hey, man, trust and verify. However, I will say to Bernie the Boxer's statement that he had never seen Errol Spence Jr. do damage like that before. Yes, you had. Errol Spence Jr. broke the orbital bone of Kell Brook when he went over there to the UK to fight Kell Brook to win the IBF championship way back in, I do believe, 2017, maybe in May of 2017, I believe that fight was somewhere around that time frame. He broke his orbital bone then. So no, that wasn't the first time. I don't have any reason to believe that Errol Spence Jr. was on any type of performance enhancing things because, like I said, he's never tested positive. The other side of it, though, is, hey, man, with Terence Crawford and those gloves, everybody saw that something was wrong with those gloves. Everybody, including Errol Spence Jr.'s camp, who I'm quite sure will leave no stone unturned when they're looking at him. Just like Terence Crawford is not going to leave any stone unturned while he's trying to make sure that Errol Spence Jr. Isn't doing anything illegal in preparation for his fights. But at the end of the day, man, it's going to be a good fight. All of this conversation back and forth is really just good good stuff to talk about. Good stuff to talk about in the lead up into the fight, man. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Leave a comment in the comment section, man. It would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. Chop it up with me, man. As long as you are not being ridiculously rude, I'll try not to be rude back at you. And we can have a good conversation leading up into and after the fight that takes place on July 29th. So anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.